Bon bah let's go. Let's go. J'arrive même pas à articuler. On continue. Donc on se souvient, hein, j'avais eu un choix entre directement aller chercher, voilà, découvrir la provenance de l'épée laissée par ma mère, et aussi espionner Giuseppe... Non, c'est comment il s'appelle? Giuseppe Piaggi et Van Volner. Donc on a aussi vu, il y avait je sais qu'il y avait une lettre ou je sais pas quoi, où il y avait un G dessus. Et G, on a vu qu'il y avait aucun nom qui commençait par G. Ah si, il y a Manuel Godoy. Ah mais attends. Est-ce qu'il faisait partie de mes... Est-ce qu'il faisait partie des mecs que je soupçonnais, moi? Parce que G... G, là, c'est le prénom. Grégory, G, c'est le prénom aussi. George Washington? Oui, j'hésitais entre George Washington et Giuseppe Piaggi. Mais, lui, là, lui aussi c'est G. Et c'est même son nom qui est G. Donc lui aussi, il rentre dans la danse des suspicieux. Je pense. Bon, où je dois aller? Je crois que ça m'indiquait dehors, hein. Faut que j'aille dehors. Croix de Malte. Je suis full. Je suis full Croix de Malte. L'art du serrurier. Un point de compétence en subterfuge. Ça peut être intéressant, ça. C'est pas là qu'il faut que j'aille. C'est pas grave, il y a Washington, je vais lui parler. Il y a un bouquin, là. On peut prendre ou pas? On peut pas prendre. Ça, je crois que c'est des lieux que j'ai déjà fouillés, on est d'accord. Par contre, ce qui rend fou dans ce jeu, c'est les FPS.
Song of Roland. Roland feeleth his death is near. His brain is oozing by their ear. With his brain oozing, it's already remarkable that he can feel anything.
J'ai la flemme de tout fouiller comme je le fais habituellement. On va parler à Georges, hein.
Is everything all right, my young friend?
Wonderful.
Isn't that lovely? Well, see you later.
J'ai pas envie de demander aux gens, je ne fais confiance à personne. Mais le truc c'est que, alors je sais plus si c'est Emily ou Emma, mais le pire c'est que c'est celle à qui je dis le plus de choses. Faudrait que je fasse gaffe, hein. Rien me dit qu'elle est de confiance, hein.
Honey, I couldn't have hoped for better.
Nourrice. Là, la confiance règne. Bah ouais, mais dans la mesure où je peux m'en sortir solo, je vais essayer de m'en sortir solo dans un maximum. Si je galère, après j'irai demander à ceux en qui j'ai le plus confiance. Oh là! Je suis déjà venu ici, non? Le problème c'est que je me perds là. C'est pas par là que je dois aller. Il y a une autre porte. Moi je fais confiance à pas grand monde ici, hein. D'accord. Putain mais je me perds.
The lock is surrounded by a triple circle.
Sous la croix de Malte, c'est ça? Affiche immunité et invulnérabilité. Ouais. Putain, par contre, je me suis paumé, hein. Je trouve plus le chemin. Ah merde, du coup j'ai spammé et ça me spamme de notifications du coup. Stop, stop, stop. Ah bah c'est là la sortie. J'ai le droit.
Lord Mortimer certainly has a taste for staging rooms.
Je pourrais te sortir. Je crois qu'il a fait une remarque comme... Il avait fait une remarque comme quoi l'épée était usée et que c'était à cause... Elle avait sûrement... Elle provenait sûrement de dehors. Du coup moi je voulais aller dehors. C'est quoi ça? Ah. Non mais je vais pas m'asseoir. Peut-être lui il pourra me laisser sortir, non? Bonjour monsieur.
What can I do for you, sir?
Là dehors.
I am at your service day and night, sir.
Oui, l'épée appartient à une statue ou sculpture. C'est ça, hein, mais il parlait du fait qu'elle était... qu'elle venait de dehors.
As I was unable to bring my personal effects with me, I was wondering if you could find me a few items.
Of course, sir. What would you require?
Ah,
What's that book you're hiding in your jacket?
The Sorrows of Young Werther by Goethe, sir. And I am not hiding it.
Hand it to me, please.
It is damaged, sir. I would never dare lend sir a book in such a pitiful state, sir. I took it to restore.
donc c'est conviction. Ou manipulation. Oh, je suis con, il y avait marqué.
Indeed, this masterpiece must not become more damaged. Let me have it and I'll take care of it personally. I love antiquarian books.
It bothers me somewhat. It isn't sir's job to take care of it, really.
No, but I would love to. You'll be doing me a favor by letting me have it.
In that case, sir, I shall leave it in your care with pleasure. May I do anything else for sir?
GG, merci. Du coup, ça s'appelait comment? Les souffrances du jeune Werther. Ok, donc c'est juste un livre que je peux étudier pour avoir plus en psychologie. Bon, en soi, c'est pas non plus... Non, bah non, mais je voulais aller dehors, moi, en fait. Je voulais aller dehors, en fait, moi, mais je peux pas. Ou pas par là, en tout cas. Je comprends pas. Je sais pas si t'as une idée, Darklo. Par contre, le jeu est tellement pas fluide, c'est horrible, ça. Ça me fait mal au crâne. Aucune idée. Ah ouais, comment je peux aller dehors? Relou, ça.
I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later.
Élixir d'or, ça fait quoi? Soit une altération négative, j'en ai pas. Ah, monsieur, que faites-vous là?
I am sorry, sir, but the conference room is under preparation and is consequently inaccessible to guests.
Non mais faut que je parle de l'épée, ça veut dire, mais j'ai pas envie moi de parler de l'épée. Qu'est-ce qu'il faut retourner voir Mortimer? Pourquoi? Moi c'est pareil, lui je lui fais pas confiance non plus. Hein. Non non, en plus on sort de son bureau, tu sais, du truc caché dans son bureau, donc je pense pas. Attends. Dans ma chambre à moi, non?
Duke Manuel Godoy.
Y'a pas un délire avec un truc dans ma chambre à moi?
Huh, that's me.
Non, je peux pas. Ils ont déclenché la suite? Ah, tu crois?
Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
Mais du coup, je sais pas où il est. Mortimer. Puisqu'on a fouillé son bureau et le passage planqué de son bureau, il était donc pas dans son bureau. Maintenant, je sais pas où il est. Aucune porte n'est accessible. Enfin, je pense que ce serait pas logique, en tout cas, qu'ils me disent que en sortant de son bureau, j'ai à retourner dans son bureau. Donc ça, c'est là d'où je suis sorti la dernière fois. Je suis redescendu, je suis tombé sur E2. Donc je pense improbable le fait qu'il faille retourner là-haut. Ouais, on peut même pas de toute façon. Pim, pim, pim. Y a pas de musique? Un bordel ce truc. Bon, visiblement les chambres je peux pas. Attends, parce que... Imagine, il y a qu'une chambre dans laquelle je peux aller. Comme par hasard, c'est la seule que je vérifie pas. Non, c'est bon. Alors. Que pouvons-nous faire?
Lord Mortimer certainly has a taste for staging rooms.
Rappelons-nous... Rappelons-nous quoi? Qui... En qui notre mère avait confiance? Qui est l'allié de notre mère? George Washington, ça va normalement, non? Ah, c'est joli. Ah, c'est tout en bas qu'on a atterri. Ah oui, d'accord. Oui, c'est loin. Enfin, qu'on a atterri. On a accosté, je m'en souviens au tout premier épisode. Mais c'est tout en bas là où il y a les bateaux. Insane. C'est quoi ce truc? Oh, la vieille texture dégueulasse. Oh, une pièce. Donc ça j'ai déjà vu. Si je devais demander si je devais demander à quelqu'un, ah, ce serait peut-être Washington, hein. Plutôt safe, oui. Ouais, je pense aussi, hein. Je vais aller voir Papy Washington. Je sais plus où il était. Après, le problème, c'est que je lui fais relativement confiance, mais... Il y avait eu une lettre avec un G et une lettre qui m'avait... Qui me laissait penser qu'il fallait que je me méfie des personnes avec un nom ou un prénom commençant par G. C'est le cas de notre ami George ici. Mais bon, on va lui demander quand même.
Is everything all right, my young friend?
Mr. President, you might be able to help me. I'd like to know where that sword comes from.
Ah mais elle est petite.
Any idea?
C'est pas une épée, c'est une dague.
It reminds me of the statues in the garden.
Ouais.
I can't guarantee it, but you ought to go and see.
Ah
You
d'accord.
never know, do you?
Thank you, Mr. President.
You're quite welcome. See you soon.
Fallait juste déclencher le script en fait, c'est un peu con. Parce que moi de base je voulais aller dans le jardin. Enfin dans le jardin, je voulais aller dehors. Ah c'est là le jardin. Ah. Ok.
The sword probably came from this garden, but what could it have been used for?
J'aurais juste dû... C'est dommage, hein, j'ai vérifié les fenêtres, mais pas celle-ci. Bon, j'aurais pu faire sans lui, peut-être. Quoique, ça a déclenché le script. Donc peut-être que j'étais obligé. Truc de belles lettres, je sais pas quoi, là. Plus 1 compétences en linguistique, ok. Putain, la caméra. Et la fluidité non présente. Ah, c'est pour ça le labyrinthe, le titre. On est dans un labyrinthe là. Oula. Donc Donc nous avons une statue, mais qui n'a pas
Icarus.
vocation à porter une épée, j'ai l'impression. Icar.
The son of Daedalus and Nocrate. Impossible to mistake him with those wings. After flying too close to the sun, he became unstuck and he fell to his death.
Ah, j'ai entendu
Pity.
cette histoire. Ah, ça coûte 0.
If I remember rightly, Icarus was the son of Daedalus. He found himself confined to the labyrinth with his father after his father betrayed Minos. And his father's plan to escape from the labyrinth wasn't any more successful. Man, that kid was jinxed.
Jinxed. Ah, Jinx. Jinx, c'est la poisse? Je savais pas. Traduire la plaque. Non, je vais la flemme.
Well, let's keep going.
Yep, keep going. Au secours, c'est tellement pas fluide, ça fait mal au crâne. Hop là, de la gelée royale, ça c'est cool. Il m'a quand même l'air de... Non, il tient pas quelque chose. Il est pas censé tenir quelque chose là?
Theseus,
Ah,
son of
Thésée.
Aegeus. He's the one who slayed the Minotaur.
Mhm. Ah, c'est occultisme. Ah non, bah la flemme. Remarquez la fente. Ah.
Looks like a crack has been made on his torso.
Ah, oui.
It's as long as a finger. I'd say between 6 and 8 centimeters.
Ok, alors c'est potentiellement ici.
I wonder if Mother managed to solve this enigma.
Je me dis, c'est peut-être ici, mais je veux voir s'il n'y en a pas d'autres. Mais
Minos,
aussi, il a une fente. Dans
son
la-
of
dans le
Zeus and
poitrail.
Europa. If I remember correctly, he was the king of Crete. Married to Pasiphae, he had many children, including the famous Ariadne, whom history remembers for her thread. Hey, there's a crack in that statue.
C'est cool, j'ai trouvé la musique de DOS2. DOS2 en téléchargement. Ah ouais, moi j'avais pris une playlist sur YouTube. Je
His
l'avais
gesture
aussi.
sealed his
J'avais
fate.
fait une petite sélection. Son geste... Celle-là, sa destinée. Ah! Son geste. Son geste qui est de se planter la lame dans...
The crack is in the region of the heart.
Hmm.
It's a thin crack as long as a finger. A blade could easily enter.
Ça me semble plus logique, plus plausible. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Ok, je répondrai plus tard. Pour l'instant, celle-ci me semble la plus logique, avec la description de la plaque. C'est ce qui me semble le plus approprié. On peut rien faire. Ah. Non, on s'en fout du fil là. Bon, les chiens aux F apparemment. Putain, ça me fait mal au crâne hein, les FPS là. Hein. C'est infernal. Hein. C'est infernal à quel point c'est pas fluide du tout. Je reviens au début là. Ah! Bonjour!
Well, Monsieur de Richet, what brings you here?
Étiquette. Je tentais l'étiquette. Puis-je lui faire confiance? Non, je veux pas.
To tell the truth, I was wondering the same thing about you.
It's rare
Oh,
for
nice.
guests to wander about in the garden. I wanted to be alone for 5 minutes.
You look worried.
Worried? No. Resolved would be a more exact term.
Resolved to do what?
What's the point in answering? You wouldn't believe me anyway.
Ah,
I'll be
il est bon.
leaving now because whatever it is you're up to, I do not want to know. Be seeing you.
Tell me, aren't you even curious?
Curiosity killed a cat, Monsieur de Richet. I admit, I may have judged you wrongly. Watching you seek out Mortimer's little secrets might even be amusing if I didn't already know the consequences. See you later.
Vous avez peur à ce point de Mortimer? Que vous a-t-il fait?
What scares you so much?
Don't mess with him, monsieur. If he offers his help, refuse it. Keep your freedom and get far away from here while you still can.
Étrange tout ça. Franchement, la fluidité elle me fait mal au crâne, c'est fou.
Ariadne. In Greek mythology, she helped Theseus get through the labyrinth. Looks like there's a crack in the region of the heart.
D'accord. Et elle tient surtout un fil qui se balade dans le labyrinthe. Mortimer a l'air d'être le diable. Je sais pas, ouais, il en a peur en tout cas.
I guide the sword that will kill the monster. I guide the sword that will kill the monster.
Je guide l'épée qui tuera le monstre.
Let's see.
Elle
Crack
guide
as long as
l'épée.
my finger.
Elle guide l'épée. Elle guide Thésée avec son fil, non? Donc l'épée c'est Thésée.
Carmelite water will give me a little reprieve.
Mais l'épée c'est Thésée, mais non. Enfin oui, peut-être. Mais Thésée, il a tué que le Minotaure? Ou il a tué... C'était qui l'autre avec... L'autre c'était Zeus, c'est ça? Oh,
A Chinese coin, recognizable by the hole in the middle. If I remember
attends, je
rightly,
guide... Non, non, mais c'est un
that's
truc
called a
avec son
cache.
fil. Je guide l'épée qui tue le monstre. Faut que je suive son fil.
Here's the famous Ariana's thread, thanks to which, if I remember rightly, Theseus avoided getting lost in the labyrinth.
Eh bah super, il passe sous les trucs. Ok, je le rattrape ici. Ok, donc il était là. Hop. Oh, ça bugouille un peu ici. Tu me diras, ça serait logique que ça rejoigne Thésée. Ah, je les ai pas vus, hein.
Pasiphae,
Pas c'est fait.
daughter of Perseus and sister of Circe. She married Minos and became the queen of Crete.
Ouais, quelque chose gratuit. Ça coûte 1, ça coûte 2.
She has no cracks.
Très bien.
All right, let's continue anyways.
Ah,
I wonder what this kiosk is doing in the middle of the garden. Too cramped to be able to do much. Well, there must be something going on there. What is that? Looks like a sort of opening mechanism.
ok, donc faut peut-être mettre l'épée dans la bonne fente et ensuite mettre la main.
Knowing Mortimer, I bet it's booby-trapped. There's a little hole at the fingers. I'm pretty sure if I get it wrong, I'll get pricked. Damn you, Mortimer. Reminds me of traps I studied in Egyptian tombs. Knowing Mortimer, I bet it's booby-trapped.
Ok, bon. Ça a fait 2 en 1, je sais pas
There's a little
pourquoi.
hole at the fingers.
Je suppose que l'un débloque l'autre.
Pricked. Damn you, Mortimer. Reminds me of traps I studied in Egyptian tombs.
Clé à motif occulte de la Terre. Ah. Bon, il est où le fil là? Il est reparti là-bas? Je sais pas s'il sert vraiment à quelque chose ce fil. S'il passe dans tous les... il va dans tous les sens en fait. Ah non, là c'est là d'où il vient. Ensuite tu fais le tour là-bas, boum boum boum. Il ressort ici, hop. Il va là. Non mais il va jusqu'à Thésée, ce qui est très normal, mais
Theseus. He's the son of Aegeus. He became the mythical king of Athens, the unifying king. Pity, he's generally only remembered for having slayed the Minotaur. I wonder if Mother managed to solve this enigma.
moi je sais pas pourquoi, je pense que c'est là qu'il faut mettre l'épée. Mais je vais dépenser des points
Minos.
pour avoir des indices.
He and his queen, Pasiphae, were the monarchs of Crete.
C'est quoi cette musique là?
His gesture sealed his fate.
Son geste c'est là sa destinée. Je vais me rappeler du mythe.
In mythology, King Minos was known as a wise and just king, despite the fact that he deceived Poseidon. As punishment, his country was devastated by the white bull of the sea god, and his wife became passionately in love with it. From their union, Asterion was born, sadly known to us as the Minotaur.
Ok.
The illegitimate child, the child of shame, who had a sorry fate. And to think that Minos ended up as a judge of the underworld. Decidedly, the high and mighty always managed to get away with it.
Bon, tu montrais une autre statue du Minotaure que j'ai pas vue moi. Ils m'ont montré une autre statue. Ah bah elle est là, ok. Eau de Mélisse. Ah bah oui, ça peut être bien ça.
Asterion. It is rare to see him like this. In general, he's represented with the head of a bull, with the features of the Minotaur.
The famous son of Minos and Pasiphae.
Comme ça coûte 1. Coûte 0 ça normalement, non?
This statue has a crack in it. The crack is thin and about as long as a finger. I should be able to thrust in my sword.
Donc ça coûte que 1.
I am the cursed child.
C'est tout?
Asterion was the son of Pasiphae and Minos, or rather the result of a curse.
Ça veut dire la même chose.
Minos was punished for betraying Poseidon. Of course, as strangely it often happens, it wasn't he who was punished, it was his wife. She had to mate with a bull, no less. From that union, Asterion was born, who everyone knows as the famous Minotaur. Rejected by Minos, he was shut up in the labyrinth so he could never leave. And, as if that wasn't bad enough, he died by the hand of a hero desperate to restore his reputation.
Oh cool.
Technically, Asterion is the victim of the story because he's described as a child cast out from birth. Born from an extramarital union because of the errors of his father, he was treated as an outcast all his life. And he died as innocently as he was born. A tragic story, as the Greeks knew how to do so well. Let's go.
Ça me semble logique que l'épée aille ici, mais il en a déjà 2. Ouais, bah justement, une 3e, ça lui ferait pas de mal. Bah, je mettrais bien l'épée ici, moi. Hein.
Asterion. This statue has a crack in it.
Attends,
Let's go.
avant ça... Je sais pas qu'il y a un timer pour ce truc là. Non, ça va pas l'air.
Asterion. This statue
Bon,
has
je
a
pense que je vais
crack
mettre
in it.
là-dedans.
Right. We'll soon see. Sorry, Asti. Yet again, your story does not end well.
J'ai peur de me tromper. Ça me semble tellement logique. Mais ça me semble trop logique en fait, trop facile. Il y a déjà 2 épées.
Minos.
Déjà effectué, déjà effectué. Ça a fait quelque chose? Ça a montré le kiosque au milieu là et ça a fait comme un bruit de mécanisme mais...
Theseus.
Mais il faut... pour... Ah c'est gratuit? Ah oui c'est gratuit parce que... oui. Je me rappelle de la légende. Ça a fait un bruit de mécanisme, mais le problème c'est qu'il faut appuyer sur une plaque de pression de la forme d'une main ensuite. Mais il y a un trou au milieu, donc si je me trompe, ça va me piquer et je vais sûrement avoir perdu. Ou je vais être grillé par Mortimer ou
I
les
seem
deux.
to recall he took the decision to confront the Minotaur. He killed the beast, but if it weren't for Ariadne's help, he would have been trapped in that labyrinth forever. In short, yet another hero who wasn't the sharpest knife in the drawer. Okay, I'm probably being a bit harsh. I mean, we do owe him the foundations of Athens. In other words, the Republic. Render therefore unto Caesar what is Caesar's. I wonder if Mother managed to solve this enigma.
Je vais rester sur mon choix là, même s'il me semble un peu trop simple. Je vais tenter. Il y a un petit trou. C'est un piège en fait. Je vais tenter. Aïe.
What's wrong?
J'ai une altération négative, donc c'est pas ça. Tête brûlée. Logique coûte 1 point d'effort de plus. Vous êtes trompé en essayant de résoudre l'énigme du labyrinthe. Oh merde, logique coûte 1 point de plus.
Things are... My hand
Oh
was
non.
pricked. It had poison on it. My head... I feel hot.
Ah, il y a un truc là.
It's up to the just to deliver judgment. Truth unlocks all possibilities.
Ah.
It looks like this slab moves. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a passageway underneath it.
Au juste de quoi?
It's up to the just
De rendre
to
son jugement,
deliver
la vérité lui
judgment.
ouvrira les possibles.
Truth unlocks all possibilities.
Bon bah c'est l'autre là alors, c'est le roi juste là. Et sage. Putain, ça me semblait trop évident. Oh là là, eh oui.
Asterion.
Putain, c'est ouf. Par contre, enfin, c'est bien fait quelque part. C'est bien punitif. C'est que j'ai un malus en logique. Mais d'accord, c'est lui, hein, le juste et le sage. Là, mais...
Minos. He and his queen, Pasiphae, were the monarchs of Crete.
Mais ce qui est abusé, enfin, ce qui est con, c'est que vu ce qui est pas pratique de la part du jeu, c'est que vu qu'ils m'ont mis une petite cinématique quand je suis arrivé au kiosque, j'ai pas eu le réflexe de regarder partout. Alors que s'ils m'avaient pas foutu cette cinématique à la con, j'aurais regardé de moi-même partout, au sol et tout.
In mythology, King Minos was known
Un
as
roi
a
sage et
wise
juste.
and just king. despite the fact that he deceived Poseidon. As punishment, his country was devastated by the white bull of the
Juge des
sea
enfers.
god, and his wife became passionately in love with it. From their union, Asterion was born, sadly known to us as the Minotaur. The illegitimate child, the child of shame, who
Mais
had
il
a
se serait
sorry
planté,
fate.
il parle pas de se planter
The crack is in the region of the heart.
une épée dans le cœur. Est-ce que ça a une symbolique autre? Oh non mais si je me trompe encore là je suis deg. Hein. T'avais une fente toi ou pas? Non pas de fente. Je sais plus s'il y en avait d'autres. Il y avait l'autre aussi je crois l'autre.
Golden elixir.
Oh. Je sais pas si je tente comme ça, mais par rapport au texte, franchement c'est ce qui me semble le plus logique.
It's up to the just
Au juste
to
de rendre
deliver
son
judgment.
jugement. La vérité lui
Truth
ouvrira les
unlocks
possibles.
all possibilities.
Donc juste, il était considéré comme sage et juste, et en plus jugement, le juge des enfers comme tu dis. Double. Mais ça me fait chier de pas avoir vu cette plaque au sol à cause de leur cinématique de con, parce qu'avec cette plaque j'aurais pensé différemment je pense. C'est là où c'est pas ça encore. Si. Putain. Franchement, c'est à cause de leur cinématique de con. J'aurais pensé complètement différemment sans leur cinématique et si j'avais donc vu le texte. Quoi? Oh là! Non, c'est la piqûre? Qu'est-ce qui se passe?
Again?
Ah non, c'est il a des trucs bizarres. C'est ses visions, hein.
You can't be serious, Manuel. You know that's not going to happen.
You must leave me alone now. I have agreed to everything. Even to...
Agreed? I wasn't aware you had a choice.
What's going on here?
What now? What else must I do to win back my freedom?
Obey me. Now get out.
Oh, quel qu'il a lui. Ouais, essuie-toi le nez. Hein.
What was that? That's the third time in 3 days.
Un mouchoir, non? Oh non, mais pas avec ta manche. Bon, il se trame un truc entre Manuel Godoy et Sir Gregory Holm. Ouais, j'avais remarqué avant qu'il le
Let's see
remarque.
if you're in there, Mother.
Par contre, ce serait pas mal de refermer la trappe, non? Enfin, je sais pas. N'importe qui peut voir ça et nous rejoindre. Hein. Trop chelou.
A fragment of amber.
Ouais. Fouille la crypte. Je fouille.
Bandages? Someone's been patching themselves up. Looks like my mother took advantage of being in hiding to change her bandages, huh? This is silk. She must have used her own clothes. There are patches where the blood isn't totally clotted. That's a good sign, right? She changed them recently, which proves she's still looking after herself and still believes in her chances. Well, I'd love to tell her to keep hanging in there.
Je veux pas inspecter les bandages. Oh! C'est un mort? Excusez. Un garde. Oups. On va me trouver là. On va me trouver là avec lui. Ça me joue des tours.
Damn it, Mother. Now what's happened?
Quelqu'un qui arrive?
Don't move!
Ah bordel.
Wait, I'm not armed.
Who are you?
Par contre, c'est une voix qu'on connaît pas. C'est peut-être ma mère, non?
Good God, Mother, what have you...
Tell me who you are.
Quoi? On ne reconnaît pas? Oh lolo! Ça s'aggrave là, yes. Ah, j'aurais pu convaincre Piaggi de me révéler d'importantes informations. Ah. Alors j'ai espionné la conversation entre Piaggi et Volner, j'ai incité Perrault à se confier à moi. J'ai réussi à ouvrir l'entrée de la crypte, j'ai retrouvé ma mère dans la crypte. Ça s'aggrave là, bah ouais. Putain, par contre ça me donne envie de continuer, hein. Darklou, ça va toi, on continue ou pas? T'as un retard par contre, j'ai l'impression Darklou, tu réagis en décalé de ouf. Là je viens de lire ton what. Ton what vient juste d'arriver sur le chat là. Et j'aurais pu convaincre Piaggi de me révéler d'importantes informations. Alors. Alors les livres, je vais pouvoir en équiper 3 normalement. Interrogatoire. Interrogatoire, manipulation. Subterfuge. Interrogatoire, manipulation. Le linguistique aussi. Continue un peu, oui, ok. C'est de plus en plus occulte, j'ai l'impression, donc je pense que je vais me focus là-dessus. Étiquette, interrogatoire, manipulation. Ah, en plus, je peux ajouter un manipulation, donc c'est parfait. Ah non, c'est diversion, merde, je crois. On va valider comme ça. L'occultisme me semble plus important. Hop là. Ah, c'est épisode 3 là, ok. Le colloque. Let's go. Darklou a dit let's go. On go.
The only thing I can tell you is that Sarah had indeed changed. In your opinion, why would your mother remain in hiding over several weeks?
You must leave me alone now. I have agreed to everything. Even to...
But you do realize your mother will have to accept the consequences of her acts.
I hope that your search will prove successful and bring Sarah back to us.
Très bizarre, hein?
I'll be leaving now because whatever it is you're up to, I do not want to know.
Since then, we have become one and the same. We have officially erased the identity of my sister Emma. Emily Hillsborough, the woman with two faces.
Everyone seems to be a little unnecessarily heated. Don't forget where you are, please.
Attends, c'est imagé ça. On n'est pas tous là comme ça, réunis comme ça. Ce serait bizarre. Donc, subterfuge déjà c'est sûr. Politique. Mettre en linguistique. Je sais pas, étiquette. S'en fout un peu, je pense, en vrai. Ah oui, voilà, c'est bon. Il n'y a pas tout le monde autour, là, ce serait bizarre. Ça me rassure. The Council. Ripples. Je sais pas ce que ça veut dire. Par contre, elle avait l'air mal en point, hein, la mère. Hein.
Don't move.
Wait, I don't...
So you've come at last.
Easy. Let me turn around. Oh my god, Mother, what has happened to you?
Who are you?
What? But, Mother!
Who are you?
It's me, Louis, your son.
No, you lie. You won't catch me out like that. Louis isn't here. He obeys his mother. He would never have come here.
Mother, I don't know what you've been through, but lower your arm, please.
Vague.
You
Okay,
think I
merci.
was born yesterday, do you? But it won't work.
I'm begging you.
One day you will fall.
Mother!
Why are you here?
Comment altération négative? Mais ma mère, est-ce que je connais ses vulnérabilités et tout? J'en sais rien du tout.
I received a letter from Lord Mortimer inviting me
That's
to...
enough. You want to corrupt us all, one after the other.
Merde.
But
Ah non, mais je
you
pensais
will
que
never
c'était
get
pas un
me.
choix, ça.
You are evil incarnate. Every word that comes out of your mouth is sharper than a razor blade.
I don't wish you any harm.
Je pensais que c'était
Really,
juste une
Mother?
phrase en plus
It's
qu'on pouvait
me,
se permettre de faire.
Louis.
Don't speak to me about him. You will never get him.
Sinon, je voulais lui parler
Mother,
du livre.
stop
La
torturing
quête du livre.
yourself. It really is me, Louis. How can I convince you?
If you really are who you say you are, what was the saying I taught you?
You've been telling it to me since I was 3 years old, Mother. How could I ever forget it?
Mais pas
Always
qu'ils
keep your mind rational.
Ah bah ça va. Ouvert, ouvert. Ouvert, ouvert.
And open.
You knew it. You are smart. You're getting me muddled up. Tell me, rather, whose place were we at when I told you I was coming here?
Mother, I really am your son. You can't trick me. We were in Paris. We were investigating an art dealer.
His name?
Oh là là. Oh, ils sont mignons, eux. Je peux pas relire ça? Je crois que c'est ça, Van Borchert. Je crois que c'est Van Borchert. Mais comment je peux le savoir? Le problème c'est que vu que j'ai fait les trucs... Vu que j'y joue de manière tellement espacée, moi... Mais je crois que c'est ça. Hein. Bon, je tente... au souvenir. J'hésite entre Von Butcher et Von Borchert. Mais non, je suis quasi sûr que c'est... Von Borchert m'évoque quelque chose. Le reste, beaucoup moins.
I just told you, you can't trick me. His name was Von Borchert.
My God, everything is lost then. I refuse to believe it's really you, Louis. Otherwise, all this would be for nothing.
Mother, I don't know what happened to you, but don't worry.
GG.
Everything's
T'en
going to
souvenais
be
toi Darklo ou
fine.
pas?
I'm here for you and...
No! I ordered you not to come with me.
I received a letter and Lord Mortimer informed me of your disappearance. So I took the...
No! 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 It's not true. It's a nightmare. Don't tell me that.
Calme-toi là.
Have you spoken to him?
Oh, shit. She's completely panicked because I spoke to Mortimer. It seems she's afraid of what he might have said to me about her.
Did he speak to you?
A-t-elle peur de ce qu'il m'aurait dit sur Adams? J'ai peur que ça la... Je vais la rassurer en lui disant il n'était pas là quand je suis arrivé, je pense. Elle a besoin d'être rassurée là, parce qu'elle est disjoncte complètement.
Don't believe it. I thought I'd meet him the moment I arrived, given the situation. But not at all. He didn't even bother to meet me in person.
I imagined that Elizabeth was still here.
Voilà.
Very well. Rational and open, Louis. Since you
Elle a l'air d'avoir une
arrived
main
on
en
the
moins. Oui,
island,
j'ai
has
constaté aussi.
anything strange happened to you?
Depends on what you mean by strange.
Les visions, le bureau caché de Mortimer. Le meurtre d'Elizabeth. J'hésite entre les visions et le bureau caché de Mortimer. Les visions, je pense. On les avait pas avant, c'est la première fois... Ouais, c'est la première fois qu'il les a en étant ici.
Like me having visions, for example?
I knew it! It started! Oh,
Hell,
Louis,
she's
I just
panicking.
wish I could...
Yes, it's happened to me. Like when I was a boy. I find myself in someone else's body for the space of a dream.
Have you ever dreamed of a different place to the one where you were sleeping, without being able to explain it?
No. But Mother, don't worry. I'm not losing my mind. Everything is fine.
Par contre,
You used to
toi-
give me a concoction to calm me down when I was little. So, just make some for me once we get back home.
Migraines? Loss of consciousness? Loss of control?
No, rest assured.
En fait, je
all
dois lui
is
mentir.
well. I promise you.
What else?
Le bureau caché de Mortimer.
Everything I found in Lord Mortimer's secret study.
You managed to get past the nightmare? I'm proud of you, Louis. But that's not what I meant by strange.
He's nevertheless extending his influence
merde.
across the world, Mother.
I know, but that's not what concerns me right now. I asked you if anything strange has happened to you personally. If you really are who you say you are, then you'll do what I ask of you.
Which is...
A conference is going to be held. You will attend on my behalf.
No, wait, Mother. No one cares
You
about...
will be invited and you will go. Mortimer will present a project. Whatever this project is, whatever the project is, I want you to learn as much as you can about it. You'll have to get by as best you can, but we must find out what it's about. Do you
Tu vises pas droit,
understand?
mère.
Don't you think that before all that, there are a few issues to be addressed?
Do you understand?
Yes. All right, I understand.
I'll explain afterward, but right now you must go to the conference. Go now.
You do realize you're still treating me like
Go!
a... If you aren't there when I get back, I warn you.
Chelou quand même, hein.
One more thing, Mother.
I warn you, quoi?
Emily Hillsborough, Emma's sister, came to this island looking for her sister. She probably won't hesitate to take revenge and...
Le colloque.
It's the signal that the conference is starting, Louis. Don't be concerned about the Duchess. She's the last of our worries.
Putain, mais même à ma mère, je peux pas lui faire confiance, là. Elle est complètement disjonctée. Quel enfer. Comment on sort de ce merdier, là? Je me suis... Ah non, c'est bon. Mais la main en main, on l'avait vu dans la vision, je crois. Darklo. Déjà. C'est où le colloque? Il y a un con là, je vais voir si c'est lui.
Monsieur de Richet, you're the only one missing at the conference. Please join the guests.
Ah, du coup c'est pas ici. Mais je m'y retrouve pas dans cette baraque de fou là. Ok, il bloque tous les passages où c'est pas bon. C'est cool. Caméra au secours. Ah. Il faut que j'en apprenne le plus possible. Oh. Ah oui, quand même, c'est... étrange, cet endroit. Rejoignez Lord Mortimer.
My son, glad you're here. It seems Lord Mortimer's been waiting for you to arrive before beginning. What a pity your mother isn't here for the conference. I hope I'll be able to see her before I leave. I still have a very important letter to give to her.
Feeling all right, Louis? You look like you're miles away.
Everything's fine. Don't worry.
Lord Mortimer wants to talk to you, Louis. Don't make him wait.
Giuseppe, il me parle comme si il me chuchotait à l'oreille alors qu'il y a des gens entre nous.
Amber crystals.
Il fait... Je sais plus je sais pas ce qu'il disait là. Mais genre comme si je chuchotais alors qu'il y a des gens autour de nous quoi. Élixir d'or, ça fait quoi déjà? Ok. Pas besoin. Y'a pas quelque chose ici? Ah non, c'était eux.
Ah, Louis, I've been expecting you. Thank you for
Ah
joining
merde, c'est Mortimer, putain, je suis con.
We're about to begin our conference.
Je voulais fouiller
Let me
encore, je voulais parler à
explain
d'autres
what's
gens.
at stake.
Thank you kindly, but what do you expect of me exactly? My mother's the one who's supposed to attend, not me.
That is indeed what was initially intended.
Le projet de Mortimer va être quelque chose, je le sens. Bah ouais, je pense aussi, ouais.
She still hasn't been found, and my guests can't stay here indefinitely. The conference must begin, and it would be truly beneficial to the Order to join in the project. Consequently, I would like you to replace her during her absence. What is at stake here is of the utmost importance.
It's important that the French Order gets their say. And should you need any advice, don't worry. You are not alone, Louis.
Very well. Can you give me a brief explanation of the aim of it all?
Of course, Louis, I was coming to that. The aim of these meetings is to bring together the most influential people in order to think together about the future.
But the future of who?
Of the world, Louis.
Our desire is to steer the destiny of our respective countries for the good of all, and to no longer suffer the random hazards of history.
In concrete terms, how do you organize your discussions?
A conference is always organized the same way. There are two masters of ceremony who determine an important subject.
You and Sir Gregory, I presume.
Exactly. We shall be the masters of ceremony. It was our obligation to each bring to the table several guests in order to debate a subject. Once the debate is closed, a decision will be made by a vote of all the participants.
By a unanimous vote. If the project is not agreed on by all, then it will be rejected.
And neither of the two masters of ceremony have the right to vote.
It's up to the guests alone to decide, Louis. In other words, us.
Gregory and myself are merely the go-betweens.
Oui, bien sûr,
Finally,
oui.
if the project is validated, each guest goes home and starts working to make it happen.
It can take years.
Et GG Darklo pour ton level 69.
Can you give me an example of an event that was decided here before being implemented in the outside world?
Well, take the French Revolution. It was decided right here 2 years before its implementation in France.
Concerning the case of the French Revolution, I wasn't invited. But as far as the American Revolution is concerned, Louis, I can testify that we planned it 5 years before implementing it, for example.
Louis, let me keep you a moment. I would like to let you in on a secret before we begin, because I'm going to need your assistance. You see, the project I'm going to present concerns the territory of Louisiana in North America. It's currently Spanish territory, and I'm going to make the proposition to the Assembly for it to become French.
But how does that concern me?
Well, you see, I prepared this project with your mother. We began thinking about a crazy idea. Unfortunately, Sarah went missing before getting the bigger picture. I don't intend to stop at Louisiana. My idea is to increase the territory of the United States. The first stone of this vast project consists of getting Spain to cede Louisiana to France. Once it becomes French, France will hand it over to the United States, which will then allow them to double the size of their territory. And that's where you come in. France and the United States, hand in hand, two democracies illuminating the world.
Alors attention. Immunité aux sciences, je m'en fous.
But why spread it over 2 phases? Why not announce the overall project immediately?
Unfortunately, if Spain were to hear that the intention of all this is to allow the United States to grow, they would never sign. Manuel Godoy is perfectly aware of President Washington's appetite. If the United States took Louisiana, Godoy would know full well that he will have lost the entire North American continent. Things must take place in several stages. Otherwise, the change will be too brutal, and he will have no choice but to reject the project. Take a look at them. Apart from President Washington, they all belong to monarchies. Do you really think they won't resist? Of course they'll fight, fearful as they are of losing their precious privileges. But the world needs visionaries, like you, like your mother. It's a pity Sarah isn't here to see it. She only knew about a tiny part of the project. I hope I can count on you, Louis. It's time to start now.
T'as m'a pas dit si je devais accepter ou
I must ask you
refuser.
to keep it to yourself for the time being. Take a seat, follow the discussions. We'll have an opportunity to catch up later, and you'll be able to let me know your thoughts.
C'est chaud.
Blast it, Mother. You didn't know about everything.
Ben oui.
His project is commendable. Why tell me to beware?
Projet est
Could you
loin.
have gotten it wrong?
Non, elle m'a dit d'écouter, d'être attentif à tout.
My friends, I propose we get started. First of all, I would like to thank you for taking the time to come.
The honor is ours, my lord.
As per our custom, here we are all together to discuss the face of tomorrow's world. Even though there may be certain tensions between our nations, I must ask you to keep an open mind. As Sarah de Richet is unable to be among us, please welcome Louis de Richet, who will represent the Golden Order and will vote on its behalf when the time comes.
Welcome among us, Louis.
Welcome, Monsieur.
I hope he'll be more effective than his mother regarding the protection of the King of France. The Order has proved particularly
Ferme-la,
inefficient.
toi.
Come,
Tout agressif
Manuel,
direct.
you're not going to spoil our visit.
The Order's mission was not to protect King Louis XVI, as far as I am aware.
We are talking about the King of Divine Blood, for goodness sake. It seemed obvious to me he needed protecting. If the Golden Order wants to pride itself on being an influential organization, it should have kept him alive.
Moucher Godoy. Ou alors j'ignore. Moucher. C'est quoi? C'est le rembarrer en gros quoi? Non, c'est le... lui faire fermer sa gueule. C'est rétorquer. Roi de droit divin, lol. Ouais, j'avoue, il abuse un peu. Ouais. Je me tâte. Je pense qu'on va rester tranquille en plus. Hein, je vais dire, je vais l'ignorer, je vais pas. Désolé, ça m'agace ce genre de rhétorique. Oui, non, mais c'est sûr. Ça, c'est comment dire, c'est complètement paradoxal. Même dans un jeu fictif. Ouais.
Thank you all. I am honored to be among you today. I will strive to represent the interests of the Order as best I can.
Perhaps we may begin, Lord Mortimer.
Certainly. I have a dream that our nations will continue to support each other, more now than ever before. A dream that, for the sake of common good, we will do what it takes to ensure stability in the modern world. I have a dream that we shall lead by example and ensure that the American territory may remain in peace.
Thank you for the thought, Lord Mortimer, but I don't see where you're leading.
I'm coming to it, Mr. President. I need not remind you that North America is currently divided between the United States on the east coast and Spain, which occupies the remaining 2/3 of the continent. Well, I propose that Spain cede the center of the continent to France, namely all of Louisiana.
Louisiana? But it is not for sale. Lord Mortimer, I sincerely hope I have not come all this way just to hear you ramble on about what Spain should and should not do. When we went to all the trouble of gaining the territory a few years ago, it was not just to lose it today. Have I made myself clear?
What did I tell you, William? You speak of union, and yet here you are, about to tear us apart.
Duke Manuel, I perfectly understand you. But rest assured, you will soon adore my proposition. You shall see.
Well, since you give me the choice, my good fellow, allow me to doubt it. However, I am impatient to hear what Spain could possibly gain from the sale of Louisiana.
I never spoke of a sale, my good fellow.
What? Really? I do not understand.
There is one more territory left to conquer, if I'm not mistaken, in the northwest. It is, of course, occupied by your notorious Indians, but...
We shall soon be rid of the savages, so that is not a question.
J'ai envie de répliquer là, mais c'est pas ce qu'il faut faire, je pense. Oh, allez, on... Ah, je sais pas, j'ai envie de... Je pense qu'il faut la jouer plus fine que ça, là, faut faire profil bas, faut... Si on veut qu'il nous cède la Louisiane, faut pas se le mettre plus à dos qu'on ne l'a déjà. Mais j'aime pas trop ce qu'il dit, quoi. Vas-y, je vais répliquer.
Duke, these savages, as you call them, were there before you. They are on their homeland.
As much as the black people of Africa, Monsieur de Richet. That does not stop your dear France from massacring them and sending them like cattle to Mr. Washington's cotton plantations to provide him with cheap labor. So you keep your morals to yourself, if you please.
Senor, I would not like to be associated with that. The subject of black slaves in the United States of America is a complex subject, which we shall resolve at a future date.
Quel fumier. On va dire ça, hein, je sais pas moi.
Senor Godoy, you must know that France will soon ban these barbaric practices.
Oh, do not get on your high horse, Monsieur Frenchman. The only reason why France has ceased trading in slaves is because of the commercial blockade that Great Britain has imposed against you. The instant the shipping lanes have been restored, France will again treat these people like cattle.
Come now, my friends. Let us not digress. Anyway, these primitive people have no souls, Louis. We bring the good word to them in order to save them. You'll see. Colonization brings with it many benefits, too.
Excuse me, if you don't mind, Your Eminence, I shall continue. Duke Manuel, I believe that Spain should cede Louisiana to France, free of charge.
This is utterly grotesque, Lord Mortimer. What a strange example you set for your young protégé. Isn't that so, Monsieur de Richet? Do you understand anything of this proposition?
Protégerait des Anglais? Comment ça, protégerait des Anglais? Ah, je connais pas ses points forts et faibles. Je pense que c'est 50-50. Pourquoi il voudrait te protéger des Anglais? Non, à mon avis, c'est ça. Hein.
If I were you, Senor Godoy, I would think twice before stirring up a scandal.
I beg your pardon?
Given the size of your colonies, you won't be able to keep them for long. A number of countries are eyeing them as we speak. The United States would have no trouble taking them. For all intents and purposes, you have no army in place. By wanting to keep everything, you risk losing it all, especially your colonies in South America, which are far more valuable to you.
That is indeed the danger, Duke Manuel. If it comes to war over Louisiana, you will lose. And probably a good deal more than you now imagine.
Young man, you are indeed a dark horse, aren't you?
I must say, William, I find your project mostly disfavors me. I thought you were my friend.
And I am, Mr. President. That is why I'm doing everything in my power to calm your expansionist fervor. France, in Louisiana, should persuade you not to attempt anything to take the territory by force. Louisiana is a vast wetland where you would needlessly lose most of your troops. It would weaken you and offer certain nations the perfect opportunity to take back your famous United States. I am protecting you from yourself, George. Trust me.
I understand. But with friends like you, sir, I certainly don't need any more enemies. I hope you know what you're doing.
Am I imagining things, or does it look like Washington isn't aware of Mortimer's plan?
Not to put too fine a point on it, Lord Mortimer, but I doubt the Holy See would be in favor of Catholic Louisiana being handed over to secular revolutionaries and king killers.
I should think Monsieur de Richet has an opinion on this subject, does he not?
Oula, faut pas dire ça. Je vais mettre ça parce que ça me coûte 0.
Your Eminence, have no fear over that. I am sure France will do everything in its power to protect the Christians of Louisiana.
My young friend, how can you come out with such a remark after the discussion we had on the evening of your arrival?
Oops.
If France was so respectful of worship, it would not be bleeding priests as it is doing at this very moment.
Vas-y, mais je suis pas politique, moi. Vous m'emmerdez.
Don't be naive. This is politics. The Holy See must be concerned at seeing such a large territory falling into the hands of the French. Mi auguro che insegnerete l'educazione a questo giovanotto presuntuoso, Sir Gregory.
I hope that you will teach this pretentious young man some manners, Sir Gregory.
Okay, super.
It looks like I won't be just making friends here.
In any case, my lord, I doubt the English crown will agree.
Ich versichere Ihnen, Emily, ni Preußen wird diese Vereinbarung akzeptieren.
Putain, mais ils sont chiants à tous parler dans une autre langue. T'as dit quoi, couillon, va?
I assure you, Emily, the Prussian will never accept this agreement.
Là, ils sont tous en train de juger Louis. Ouais, mais ouais.
Set on ruining Mortimer's plan.
Bah, personne n'est pour.
Duchess, I am persuaded that we shall find a common ground.
That's enough, William. These are grey times. We don't care about the fate of Louisiana. That worthless expanse of putrid swamps interests no one but yourself.
Speak for yourself, my friend.
Hold on there, Mr. Royal Gigolo. Lower the volume, and let Sir Gregory finish.
Home, Godoy, and now Volner? Mortimer's adversaries are ready to tear each other to pieces, and he takes a malicious pleasure in watching it happen.
How dare
Gentlemen, let us try to remain calm.
There you are, William. See where your projects have taken us, as per usual. Chaos! That's enough. I'm tired. We shall continue this discussion tomorrow, but please be aware that your project will never be ratified. Those who are opposed to this project, follow me. Are you coming with us, Monsieur de Richet?
Come, Gregory, I think Louis would rather stay. Wouldn't you, Louis?
Je vais rester. Parce que ma mère m'a demandé d'en savoir le plus possible. Bon, maintenant, je vais être considéré comme... Ah, c'est ça le dilemme, en fait, c'est que... Ma mère m'a demandé d'en apprendre le plus possible, donc... Rester et des Mortimer, c'est comme ça que j'en apprendrai le plus. Seulement, tous les autres vont considérer que je suis de son côté. Et donc, je pourrais plus avoir... je vais me mettre tous les autres à dos, en fait. Mais je suis là pour ça.
As for me, I think I shall remain with Lord Mortimer, Sir Gregory.
You are committing a grave error, Louis.
Time will tell.
On va enquêter. On verra si on peut convaincre les autres que notre but c'est juste d'enquêter et de... Je sais pas, on verra si on aura l'opportunité après. Ah, il y a lui
My
aussi.
friends, I would like to thank you for staying.
Ah, ils sont plusieurs à être restés.
Good God, William. What is this I hear about you reinforcing military power in Louisiana? I have no interest in having France for a neighbor, and you know that very well.
Calm down, George. Louis, explain our plan to Mr. Washington, please.
You see, Mr. President, Lord Mortimer anticipates that once France obtains Louisiana, they will cede it to you.
What do you mean? To us? The United States?
You heard right.
But
President Washington, the United States will double in size.
By what miracle have you...
You need to expand, George. You and France are the two major democracies in the modern world. It is necessary that you both become superpowers.
Are you really going to sponsor democracy throughout the world?
Of course, Monsieur Peru. That's why I don't want Spain to get too attached to those weapons. Please continue, Louis. Explain my vision to Mr. President.
Conviction logique, pourquoi j'ai...
Mr. President, Lord Mortimer intends for you to conquer all the North American continent. He's relying on you to not stop at Louisiana, but to continue to push west.
Indeed, it would be dishonest to pretend that this is not my final objective.
But why didn't you tell me before?
C'est vrai.
So that Lord Mortimer would appear to be isolated without support.
Exactly. You got it, Louis.
Lord Mortimer retains the advantage by advancing undercover, and for it to work, he needed you to act surprised.
William, you haven't changed. Always one step ahead.
One step ahead? You're joking. More like 5.
On that note, my friends, it's getting late. Mr. President, continue to take offense over my project when we resume the conference in the morning, you do it to a T. And if Sir Gregory has the audacity to send you an emissary to convince you to go against me, do me a favor. String him along if you can. The more they believe we are divided, the more we'll have our hands free.
Only too happy to oblige.
Now, let us get some rest. We've got a big day tomorrow. Good night, gentlemen.
Good night.
Louis, if you have a minute, I would like to ask a favor of you. I'm going to require your services.
How can I be of help? Tell me all about it.
Our adversaries are many, and the closing vote of the conference will soon be upon us. Time is of an essence, so I'll need you to assist me this evening.
How can I help?
I need you to go this very evening to persuade Signor Godoy to join us. He is the backbone of Gregory's resistance. Turn him round, and all the others will follow in such a stampede that Gregory will be able to do nothing but admit defeat.
Lord Mortimer, with all due respect, don't you think I'm the last person Godoy wants to talk to?
I'm sure you can do it. I believe in you.
Lord Mortimer, you're not telling me everything.
Let's say I wouldn't disapprove if the Right Honorable, though nonetheless choleric, Duke Manuel put you in his bad books. If it could motivate him to declare war on France, it would greatly serve our interests.
War? What do you mean?
I told you before the conference. The more we distract Spain from the Americas, the less it will have an eye on Louisiana.
But all the same, we're talking about a war in Europe.
Don't worry. That's why Mr. Bonaparte is with us. I am convinced we'll be perfectly capable of managing the conflict. And Signor Godoy is not a great soldier. He will not commit Spain to a long war that he won't be capable of managing.
I'll go straight away.
Thank you, my boy. And get some rest afterwards. Big day tomorrow.
On peut arrêter bientôt? Ouais. Ok, bah je vais m'arrêter là. Qu'est-ce que t'en penses? Je sais pas si j'ai bien fait de rejoindre ce clan-là au final. Enfin, j'ai agi comme tel sur demande de ma mère, vu qu'elle a dit d'en apprendre le plus possible, mais j'en ai pas appris beaucoup plus en fait. Ah, je peux pas copier la sauvegarde. Ah oui, puis je peux pas reprendre... Ah, je suis obligé de reprendre le début. J'aurais voulu tester l'autre choix, en fait. Ah, mais 8, 9, 10, 11... Ah non, 8, 9, 10... 11, 12, 13... 14... 15, 16... Ouais, ça va s'enchaîner assez vite, je pense, en fait. Il doit pas rester non plus des tonnes de choses. Hein. Ah, j'aurais voulu reprendre... Ah oui, le vote final, le dernier chapitre. Ah oui, donc ça devrait être assez rapide. J'aurais voulu voir comment ça se passait si je rejoignais l'autre groupe, mais ok. Bon bah voilà. On aura avancé un peu. Mais par contre, moi j'avoue que ça... J'aime bien les trucs d'énigmes et tout ça, je trouve ça cool. Par contre, dès qu'il y a des trucs de politique, c'est tellement des trucs, moi, qui m'emmerdent. Ça me prend la tête. C'est tellement des trucs qui m'intéressent pas, en vrai, les jeux de pouvoir comme ça, là. Oh là là. Moi, ça m'intéresse pas, tous ces trucs-là. Du coup, j'avoue que c'est un peu chiant, entre guillemets. J'essaie de me concentrer pour retenir l'important, mais... J'avoue que ça me passe un peu au-dessus quand même, hein. Vraiment pas mon truc, hein. Chacun qui défend son camp, là, enfin, je sais pas, j'aime pas cette mentalité-là, j'aime pas... Chacun pense qu'à sa gueule et veut tout faire pour défendre ses intérêts. Bon, c'est logique en soi, mais j'aime pas ce climat-là. J'aime pas ça. Bref. Bah voilà. On s'arrête là pour ce soir.